Soriesbfor Ministries International presents Stories for My Grandson. Well, grandson, I want to talk to you today about the candy cane story. So, a century is like 100 years. So, this is like a few centuries ago, like the 18th century, back in Europe. And it wasn't really cool to be a Christian, and you couldn't have a Bible, and you weren't really supposed to be talking about Jesus. So this candy maker had an idea of how to share about Jesus to the kids using candy. And so he started out with just a plain piece of white candy, like a stick. But he made the stick with a hook, like a shepherd's staff, because Jesus is our shepherd, right? We're his sheep. But it's also just like it's like a staff, like a shepherd's staff. It's also like a J, like a letter J for Jesus. The candy had to be hard because Jesus is our rock. They put what stripes on that plain piece of candy to represent all that when Jesus was beaten, and all the stripes that were on his body because he was beaten so badly. Um, yeah, he was beaten so badly. They chose red because of the blood that he shed. And so the peppermint was just to have a sweet fragrance and a nice taste to remind us of the three wise men who came and brought gifts to Jesus when he was a baby. The candy cane was to be given as a gift to show love, like Jesus shows his love for us. And so that is the story of the candy cane. And nobody knows if it's true or not, but it is a good story. So when you eat your candy cane this year, remember the candy cane story, right? And how it all goes back to Jesus. How he's our shepherd, how his name begins with J, how he um how it's sweet like him. How that wonderful smell is like the three wise men bringing the myrrh and the incense when he was born. And what else? The red stripes for how he was beaten on the cross before he was put on the cross. And yeah, it all goes back to Jesus. All right, grandson. All right, well, remember that Grandma loves you, but Jesus loves you more. Now, check out Grandma's hat. Can you see it better now? Grandma's hat lights up like a tree. Join us again next time when Soriesbfor Ministries International presents Stories for My Grandson. Bye.